The cold glow of dusk, the world seemed to slow, as if time itself had become sluggish, caught in the delicate web of twilight. Lenore stood in the shadow of the ancient house, the wind whispering through the withered trees that surrounded it. The air was sharp with the scent of decaying leaves, damp wood, and the faint musk of something forgotten. It was a place long abandoned, yet familiar, as though it had always existed in some far corner of her mind. Her breath came in soft, uneven sighs, as if she were trying to calm something restless within her. Her thoughts, always fleeting, moved too quickly, like 1,000 moths fluttering wildly in the dark. They refused to stay still long enough for her to capture them, to make sense of the tangled mess that lived inside her head. "Stay with me," she whispered to herself, though her words were lost in the howling wind. She clutched her coat tighter, feeling the fabric rough against her skin, the pressure of her own grasp keeping her anchored to the present. But even this moment, the cold and the stillness seemed to slip through her fingers. The house, yes, the house. It was her anchor now, as she stepped through its ancient doorway. It groaned under her weight, as though it too was trying to hold itself together against time's relentless march. Dust hung thick in the air, the smell of it clinging to her nostrils. She could almost taste it, dry, bitter, like time itself had been ground down into powder. Her footsteps echoed hollowly against a wooden floor, each sound swallowed by the shadows that gathered in every corner. The flickering light of a single candle guided her into the heart of the room. The flame trembled on the edge of being extinguished, flicking and twisting with the slightest breeze. She found herself drawn to it, as if its fragile glow held some promise she could not yet comprehend. She sat beside it, her body curling into itself, as though she could fold away the restlessness that lived beneath her skin. But the thoughts kept coming, they always did. They would not be still. She felt their weight pressing against her mind, a cacophony of half-formed images and ideas, voices calling her in 1,000 directions. She couldn't focus. She could never focus. The flame danced before her, but her mind drifted away from it, wandering down 1,000 paths that led to nowhere. "Stay with me," she whispered again, her voice trembling. The flame flickered, its warmth brushing against her face. She watched as it swayed gently, back and forth, its rhythm slow and hypnotic. And as she watched, she noticed something peculiar, something she had not seen before. The flame, though small and delicate, was constant. It flickered, yes, but it did not go out. No matter how much the wind tugged at it, no matter how the shadows pressed in around it, the flame endured. Her thoughts, too, were like that flame. Though wild and scattered, they had always been there, constant, unyielding. Perhaps they did not need to be controlled. Perhaps they simply needed to be watched, observed like the flame, allowed to flicker and dance without judgment. She took a deep breath, the scent of wax and smoke filling her lungs. The air seemed heavier now, thick with the presence of the room, the ancient house wrapping around her like a shroud. Yet within this heaviness, there was a stillness, a deep resonant quiet that began to settle over her. The restlessness in her body softened, the tension in her chest unwound. The flame became the center of her world, and as she watched it, her mind began to slow. The thoughts that had once raced so violently now moved like the flame, delicate, swaying, but no longer overwhelming. Her gaze remained fixed on that small, flickering light, and she allowed herself to sink into the rhythm of its dance. And as she sank deeper and deeper, she heard a voice, not her own but familiar. It came from the shadows, from the very walls of the house, whispering softly to her, "You are not broken. The words echoed through her, resonating in her chest. They felt true, though she had never believed them before. Your mind is a vast, powerful force, capable of so much. It is not a curse, it is a gift. Her breath came slower now, each inhale deep, filling her with the weight of the moment. The voice, soft and gentle, continued to weave through her thoughts, calming the storm that had raged for so long. You do not need to catch every thought. Let them come, let them go, like the wind, like the flickering flame. Focus on the flame, on its light, its warmth, and know that within you there is that same light, that same warmth. It is always there, even when the shadows close in. The room around her seemed to grow darker, but she no longer felt afraid. She felt the warmth of the flame inside her now, glowing softly, casting its light into the darkest corners of her mind. You are not your thoughts. You are the stillness that watches. You are the flame that endures. Her body relaxed further, sinking deeper into the floor beneath her. The weight of her own mind, the chaos that had always defined her, seemed lighter now, more distant. She could feel the thoughts passing by her, no longer demanding her attention, no longer pulling her in 1,000 directions. They were simply there, like clouds drifting across the sky. She watched them without attachment, without fear. And as she watched, she felt the voice within her again, clearer this time. You have always been enough. You have always been whole. The flame in the candle burned brighter now, steady and strong, its glow casting long shadows against the walls. But the shadows no longer felt oppressive. They were simply part of the room, just as her thoughts were part of her. There was no need to fight them, no need to resist. The voice inside her continued, soft and reassuring, guiding her deeper into the stillness, deeper into the warmth of her own presence. In every moment you can choose. You can focus on the flame. You can let the wind blow past you. You can let the light guide you through the darkness. You are never lost, for the light's always with you. And with that, the tension that had lived in her for so long released entirely. Her body was weightless now, her mind quiet and calm. She felt a deep sense of peace, of knowing. The thoughts would come again, but they no longer had power over her. She could watch them, let them drift by, and remain anchored in the warmth of the flame within her.